Hello, and welcome to another episode of my 30 plus decks. Today I'm going to be showing off one that's more of an upgraded precon, and this is Yuma, Proud Protector. This was the Desert Landfall deck from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Honestly, I really enjoyed the deck, just kind of how it was. And then as I was playtesting it, I found that there's kind of a cool loop that I can get at the end step. It is a little bit narrow because it does involve not only my commander, but one other particular creature that's just kind of a unique creature in this deck, and some kind of way for me to draw cards when a creature with power 3 or 4 or greater enters. Effectively, it is end step if I have a hand size that's too big and I discard lands, and the creature in my on the battlefield says, hey, all of my lands everywhere are deserts in addition to their other types. Yuma sees that as, okay, I discarded lands, those lands are deserts, I make 4/2 plant warriors with reach, and me making those 4/2s has me draw more cards. So it's kind of a similar end step loop of the Gitrog monster. Anyways, I have drawn my hand, kind of explained at least a cool thing that the deck can do. It definitely has a lot of cool things that it can do. So let's just jump right in. Let's just go a couple cool things. And let's go. Turn 1. Draw. Very cool. Let's go with this Terminal Moraine. Taps for a colorless, or I can tap 2 and it to sacrifice it and search my library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. It is a bit pricey, but it gets lands in my graveyard, which is exactly what I want. And actually thinking about it, silly me, I don't even think that I read my commander out all the way. It's going to be a 8 cost, so 5 red, green, white for a 6/6, but it costs 1 less for each land in my graveyard, so it can ultimately cost just 1 red, 1 green, 1 white. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, I can sacrifice another land. If I do, I draw a card. And then, like I was saying before, whenever a desert is put into my graveyard from anywhere, I create a 4/2 plant warrior creature token with reach. Anyways, let's jump right back in. It is turn 2. Draw. Okay, let's go with this forest. And I think that I'm doing kind of a slow start right now. So let's go to turn 3. Draw. Alright, that's great. Let's go ahead and go with a Painted Bluffs. That is a desert. I will tap 2, tap and sacrifice my Terminal Moraine. And in my hand I have ways to get red, so I think that I just need a way to get white. Sacrifice that land to search for a Plains that goes on the battlefield tapped. And now, because I have 1 land in my graveyard, which is over here, my commanders currently cost 1 less. Commander currently costs 1 less. There we go. Turn 4. On tap. Upkeep. Draw. Very nice. I like that. Let's go land for turn. And I think I should go for it next turn. Let's go 1, 2, 3. And I will cast Garruk's Uprising. So this is one of the kind of key points in my deck, which is at the beginning, when this enchantment enters, I don't have any creatures, so I don't get to draw. Creatures I control have trample, and whenever a creature I control with power 4 or greater enters, that's the key thing, I draw a card. If I can get it to work. Let's go to turn 5. Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay. Let's go ahead and play this Desert of the Fervent as my land for turn. It enters tapped, taps for a red. I could cycle it, but that would just be... I don't have the red for it, so I think that's fine. We'll also go white, green. Maybe I won't. I think that I'll actually go green and 2. Let's go like that. green and 2. I'll cast Elemental Bond. Whenever a creature with power 3 or greater enters the battlefield under my control, I draw a card. I'm ready to draw. Let's go to turn 6. Hopefully I can show off something. Maybe not. Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, truth be told, I might not be able to get my commander out this game, but I'll still keep on trying. Green, white for Eladamri's Call. I will search for the other piece of the puzzle. Let's see. There he is. Dune Chanter. And I will be tapping a green and 2, which is his cost, to get him out. He's a 2/3 reach. Lands I control and lands I own that are not on the battlefield are deserts in addition to their other types. Lands I control can tap for 1 of any color, and I can tap it to mill 2 cards, and I gain 1 life for each land milled this way. Now, it's a 2/3 like I was saying, so it doesn't trigger either of these. Let's go to turn 7, and I don't think that there's any way except one. If I get a lucky mill, I'll tap, I'll mill 2 cards. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sadly, that doesn't cut it. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. I suppose I can go white and 2, cast Savine's Reclamation, returning this Fabled Passage from my... Yes, Fabled Passage from my graveyard to the battlefield. And then I'll crack that Fabled Passage, and I'll search for a forest. I know that I always need green. And yes. Well, actually my hand is saying maybe a little bit white, so I'll go for a plains actually. There we go. Enters tapped, but because I have 4 or more lands, it untaps, which effectively means that next turn I would be set to cast my commander. I could sacrifice a land, which would have me draw a card. You know what? How about this? Instead of explaining it, I don't do this too often. It's an 8-cost commander. Let's just play out this next turn. It would be turn 8. Like I was saying, I do not do this too often. Untap. Draw. Land. Red, white, green. And he costs 1, 2 less. So 1, 2, 3. Because I do have a Path to Exile, I can hold up a white. Anyways, tapping almost all out, casting my commander. When he enters the battlefield, I get a couple triggers. I will sacrifice a desert and draw a card. Because a desert went to the graveyard, I make a plant that is a 6/6 and a 4/2 entering the battlefield. So I have a trigger from each of these twice. So I get to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And... well, let's see. Silly enough, I only have 1 land in hand. I can cast a Zuran Orb for free. And with everything else that's in my hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I would probably tap this white, and I could potentially Path to Exile my own Plant Warrior to get ahead on land. I could Path to Exile something else of someone else's, just to do that. I think that I'll Path to Exile my own plant. Just getting myself a, at this point, yeah, just a forest to the battlefield tapped. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And actually with this Zuran Orb, that makes things potentially crazy right now. Because I can sacrifice a forest to make a 4/2 plant warrior because it's a desert going to my graveyard. That draws me 2 more cards. And I can do that again. And it's all gaining me 2 life every time that I sacrifice. Makes me a 2nd plant warrior. I draw another 2 cards. And at this point, it's very much... I wouldn't want to sacrifice everything, but I think I could definitely sacrifice another 1 to get another guy. Draw 2 more cards. And then I'll move to my end step. I don't have anything right now that lets me get all of my lands from my graveyard to the battlefield, but I am able to, or have things in hand that gets me lands from graveyard and extra lands per turn. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should probably keep that one, and I can get you from graveyard. I could get you from graveyard. Let's go like that. I will be discarding Sylvan Awakening, Springheart Nantuko, Multani Yavamaya's Avatar, and 1, 2, 3, 4 lands. Now, truth be told, this is, like I was saying, an extra 8th turn. I don't typically do this, but I practically had the engine together, so this is just what I'm looking for in this deck. That is me discarding 1, 2, 3, 4 deserts. So I am getting 1, 2, 3, 4 Plant Warriors, which draws me 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And since this is all in my discard step, I can just keep on. There's land, 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 land. So that's another 5 cards that would be discarded. That's another 5 creatures, another 10 draws, and I just keep on going. Yeah, I'm just going to call it there. Because this is an extra turn, honestly. So let me just shuffle up since I showed the thing. Yeah, I'll just shuffle up and go one more time. The best kind of instance for this deck is exactly what happened right there. But or at least one of the ways to be drawing cards when a creature enters is a Vaultborn Tyrant, so that every time that happens and I'm making the 4/2 plant, I'm also gaining 3 life and drawing a card. So that can get out of hand with just how much life I'm gaining. Very cool interaction. There we go. And it's something where, like, I can honestly say that it's more just a basic landfall deck. Having that Dune Chanter is really nice and does help with that combo that I'm looking for, but it's not a need. It's not something like, yes, I have a tutor or 2 to go and search for it. If it happens, that's great. If not, not the end of the world. I've still got plenty going for me as far as just a solid land deck. Yeah. Alright. Okay, I think that's 7. 3, 7. There we go. Alright, I like this hand. Let's jump right in. Turn 1. Turn 1 and draw. Land and tap, and turn 2. There we go. Let's go with this Conduit Pylons. When it enters, I surveil 1. I'll keep that on top. 3. So draw that card, and let's go with a Mountain. I will tap green and 2, and I will plot a Outcaster Trailblazer. That is a 4/2. When it enters, I add 1 mana of any color. Whenever another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under my control, I draw a card, which, like you've seen, is exactly what I'm going for. And like I've done right now, I've plotted it so it's revealed, and on a later turn, I can cast it for free. Let's go to turn 4. Untap, and I will draw. Okay, this is how I want to do that. Land for turn, and that will be, I guess, red, green, and 2. And I will cast Mina and Den Wildborn. 4/4, I may play an additional land in each of my turns, and for a red and a green, I can return a land to its owner's hand, and return a land I control to its owner's hand, and then target creature gains trample until the end of turn. As my additional land, I will play an Arid Archway. It enters tapped. When it enters, I will return a land I control to my hand. I will return this Conduit Pylons, and since it was another desert revealed or returned this way, I get to surveil 1. And the reason that it bounces a land is because it taps for 2. I will surveil. Hey. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in hand. I think that's perfect. Let's go to turn 5. Untap. And draw. Let's go Conduit Pylons as my land for turn. First land for turn. I will surveil this forest into the graveyard. And then a Drownyard Temple as my second land for the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it's something like Conduit Pylons needs to tap, or would be my way to get white. Unless I used Outcaster Trailblazer, which I think is perfect, right? Yeah, I think that's perfect. Unless I wanted to do something slightly different, which... Nope. Let's go Outcaster Trailblazer. Adds a white, red, green, and there's 1 land in my graveyard. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's the forest. And so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yuma. When Yuma enters, I will sacrifice the Conduit Pylons because it is a desert. I could go Drownyard Temple, but I think that I want that Plant Warrior. That is when I sacrifice the land, I draw a card. That is a 6 power and a 4 power entering, so Outcaster's Trailblazer sees both of those. I draw 2 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand. There we go, that's perfect. And that's on turn 5. That's awesome. Well then, let's go to turn 6. Untap. Upkeep, nothing. Draw. Okay. Let's go Ramanap Ruins as my land for turn. It is a desert. Taps for a colorless, or I can tap it, pay 1 life, and add a red, or 2 and 2 red, and it sacrifice a desert, and it deals 2 damage to each opponent. I don't think I ever do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To work with, I really don't have much white. And I just sacrificed that Conduit Pylons, which was a way to get white. Let's go green and 1, 2, 3. And I will cast Map the Frontier. Search for up to 2 basic land cards or desert cards, put them on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. I know that I'm going to search for Cactus Preserve. Hey, Cactus Preserve goes to the battlefield tapped. And let's see, what is another good desert? Honestly, I typically have... let's see, Dune of the Dead isn't a bad one. But I think that I would actually rather go with one that can just tap for a white. I think that that would be pretty good. Shifet Dunes is Pay Life. Desert of the True enters tapped anyways. Here we go. Creosote Heath enters tapped, deals 1 damage to target opponent. So that's a crime. Not like I am tracking crime, but it's silly. And taps for green or white. There we go. And then that Cactus Preserve. Pretty cool. Enters tapped. Taps for 1 of any type that a land I control could produce. Or I can tap 3, and until the end of turn, it becomes an XX green plant creature token with reach, where X is the greatest mana value among my commanders. So it would be an 8/8. Alright. Now with that, I still have 3 to work with. Let's go green and 2. Casting Elemental Bond. Came back to me. Then I suppose I could swing with Yuma, sacrifice this Ramanap Ruins, draw a card, and then have another Plant Warrior enter, because that was a desert going to my graveyard. And that guy entering causes 2 draw triggers. So I draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in hand. I guess I'll move to my end step and I'll discard a Terminal Moraine, which is not a desert. Here we go. Turn 7. Actually, hold on just a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 land. Maybe 8 land on turn 6. Oh, okay. So here's what it was. Here's the only thing that I missed while it's still turn 6. I played this Ramanap Ruins as my land for turn. The other 2 land I got from a spell. I had drawn a land since then, so while I still have that Terminal Moraine in my hand, I'm going to play a forest, and then discard that Terminal Moraine anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... No, that means that I don't have to discard that Terminal Moraine. There we go, there we go. Thank you, Mina and Den Wildborn. Let's go on to turn 7, actually. On tap. And draw. Very cool, very cool. That will be Bristling Backwoods as a land, Terminal Moraine as a land. Big surprise there. Let's go red, green, and then Creosote Heath for a white, casting Hazazon. I should have done Hazazon. It's casual. Hazazon and then this Bristling Backwoods so that I make my 2 sand guys. Let's move things around. So, 3/3 Desert Walk. I may play lands from desert lands from my graveyard. That changes things, doesn't it? Instead of that Terminal Moraine after Hazazon, I can play Bristling Backwoods and then this Ramanap Ruins, which makes me another 2 Sand Warriors. Whenever a desert enters under my control, I make 2 1/1 red, white, and green Sand Warrior creature tokens. That's what these guys are. Yeah, 3/3 Desert Walk, which I don't think really applies often. He is a power 3, which is not seen by Outcast or Trailblazer, but it is seen by Elemental Bond, so I draw a card. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to work with. Let's see. 6. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, how about instead of just mulling things over, I'll talk it over. So let me start with things by mana cost. I have a Path to Exile, but I think that I only have 1 white to work with. Savine's Reclamation, similar problem. World Shaper. Let me zoom this out just a little bit. There we go. World Shaper. is great, but I don't really have anything to, I don't know, have him swing right away or sacrifice right away. So he would enter, he would draw me a card. I have 2 lands in my graveyard right now. Pursuit of Knowledge is just a really interesting one. Skip drawing a card, and this is a 3 and a white enchantment. Skip drawing a card and put a study counter on Pursuit of Knowledge, and then remove 3 study counters from Pursuit of Knowledge to sacrifice it and draw 7 cards. Right now, I guess if I had played Pursuit of Knowledge before Hazazon, that would have been 1 card draw. And then if I swing with Yuma, sacrificing a desert, that is making a Plant Warrior, which is 2 more card draws. Which could be another 7 card drawn, but that's honestly more for when I'm in a position what is it, Dune Chanter or whatever, just really fill my hand. It's great. What must be done? So it's a board wipe. I can either destroy all creatures and artifacts, or return target historic permanent from my graveyard to the battlefield. It enters with an additional 2 counters on it if it's a creature. Zakama, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I actually might have been able to cast Zakama at the beginning of the turn, and then that would have been untapping all of my lands and probably would have just been a great start to the turn, but I just wasn't even thinking about it. Terminal Moraine, you already know about. Let's see. It is kind of one of those things where I could just back up the turn in a sense, but what's the fun in that? Another one of the things that I want to do is use that Cactus Preserve, or hold up the Cactus Preserve, but it's the only way that I have white. So I think that I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and cast that Pursuit of Knowledge. Let's zoom out. There we go. I'll get that Pursuit of Knowledge. That leaves me with 3 land to work with, which actually doesn't do anything for me. Unless, of course, I was going to pay 2 and return a land I control to its owner's hand and give something trample until the end of turn. But I don't know if that's really a necessarily call either. Let's just swing. I'll swing with Yuma. I'll sacrifice this Ramunap Ruins. I'll make another Plant Warrior. That causes 2 draws. I will skip both of them, putting it on Pursuit of Knowledge. Let's see. I think that I would just call it, and then on that next turn I would have a huge draw from Pursuit of Knowledge. Something like that. Sweet. Well, I think I'm going to call it there. This is definitely an interesting deck, and I really like playing it. Fun stuff. Fun backup commander that I got out. I definitely could have gone crazy and just done Zakama in addition to whatever else I just did. But maybe that was a misplan, my bad. Who knows? Let's say it was probably a misplan, my bad. Anyways, I definitely had fun playing for you. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. And I will catch you on the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you later. Peace.